All right. We are getting started just a little late tonight. We were waiting for Richard. Hopefully, he will show up midstream with any luck. But otherwise, we are here to play some Dicey Tales second edition, upcoming Kickstarter very soon by Jeff here in the screen. So tonight, Oak, who are you playing?
I'm playing Jackie Calhoun. He is a chemist and a bartender.
Very good. And what have you found out about yourself?
That everybody around me is very odd, and I'm the only normal person here.
The only sane person. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Jeff, who you got?
I have Nicolo Sartin, and he's a Corsican hitman with the Corsican mafia.
Okay. And what has he found out about himself?
Well, this is all it's blowing him away. And from what he has seen, he's seen monsters, he's seen himself, which he's trying to forget, himself pull apart from himself. And it appears his friends have the same but different types of powers of some type. And this is really falling into his belief because despite being a mafia hitman, he's a pretty solid Catholic in the old school.
All right. And Bill, who you got?
Well, I'm playing Reginald Fain. He is a sort of an American. I like to think of him as the 1950s version of Leslie Howard and the Scarlet Pimpernel kind of thing.
Good call back. And what have you found out about yourself?
Well, I can tell, grasping an object lets me see some of its history, and I don't know. I'm also starting to have various fears and doubts about the nature of our reality, but we'll get into all that.
Absolutely. Okay, so streaming across the screen right now is what bits do for these poor fools. You can heal them with lifeblood. You can give them some hero points. You can make good and bad things happen. So there we go. So we're going to pick up from where we left last time, where two folks in a motorcycle and sidecar tried to mow you down with a machine gun mounted into the sidecar, and then turned into wolves. Very large wolves that you ended up killing. So you guys are on the side of the road, and an old, it's not old, but a World War II cargo van, as Nico was pretending to fix a tire, do some kind of mechanics under the hood there. And now you've got this motorcycle and sidecar with machine gun mounted on it. You've got two bodies on the ground, human bodies, as they reverted back after their death. In a long stretch of road, not a lot of traffic, actually no traffic on your side of the road. So it's a parallel road. Yours is going towards the east, and I believe, Jeff, you said you were headed towards Medina. Was that correct?
Yeah, we were going upwards towards Medina, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so you've also got a parallel road that's a little bit away from you heading back towards Casablanca, which seems to have a lot more traffic than this one. Anyway, and from where you guys are sitting, if you look over, you can see the cars moving back and forth, but they don't have any better view than that on you either. So it's not like that other road is really close. So we'll pick up there. Two dead bodies on the side of the road, a motorcycle. Yeah, and then there's some bullet holes in your cargo van now, which you stole, by the way.
We also found some very shiny knives that seem to work rather well.
Yes, in your kit. They were boot blacked, so to get that non-reflective coating on. Because apparently you did a lot of night missions, but beneath are silver blades, or at least silver-coated blades.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure everybody's equipped with one of those.
Okay. Yeah, and there's one for each of you, and a spare one that also mounts as a, what are they called? You put them on the end of your rifle.
Bayonet.
Bayonet, yeah. And you've got spare ones that are bayonets that are also silvered.
I want to check the rest of the gear too to find out are there any munitions that are silvered or anything like that.
So this is the first time you've really dug through your kits. And again, you're still on the side of the road. Keep that in mind. But you're going through and you're finding for your guns, normal ammunition clips for everything. And but you do find some that have a piece of red tape on the bottom. You notice because it's a little dark back there. There's not a lot of light. You just got some coming through the holes in the tarpaulin cover of the cargo van, but they glow a little so that you can easily distinguish them from a clip that doesn't have this piece of tape on the bottom. You pop out a couple of loads and they're very odd. You look at the tips and it looks like there's some kind of crystal or glass, and there's a fluid in them. You can move the bullet around and there's some kind of fluid in them. They're kind of like snow globes, actually. You move them around, there's little flecks that reflect the light. They look like little flecks of silver floating in some kind of fluid.
Would my chemistry background let me know what this may be, like mercury or something?
You're going to have to do some tests on it, but you certainly could.
We'll do that later, not here.
Yeah. The other thing of interest is in your suit, you've got like really light flak jackets. So the flak jackets of World War II were really bulky, right? They're not really built for, movability at all. But you've got some lighter versions of that look like they would offer some protection. But the interesting part of them is that they have a gorget. So they've got a piece of thick fabric, and it feels like it's reinforced maybe with steel, like a steel collar that comes up over your neck.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do we?
Are we gonna?
We don't remember anything about like the last 48 hours, something like that, right? Do
Right.
we remember before that?
Yes,
Do I remember
absolutely.
details about, like the missions, my
Yeah.
life, all that?
You basically remember everything about your life up to the point where you must have arrived in Casablanca. So about 48 hours of that's missing. So prior to arriving, so you don't know why you're here either.
Right.
So that bit is missing as well.
So does any of this stab a memory to us? I mean, I've got gorget on my collar. We've got certain kind of chemical bullets. I don't recall any of that. Does anything leap out to me?
Not at all, other than you can tell just by a glance which suits yours.
Okay.
And which is not surprising because you remember your gear, but the fact that you had special bullets and that your armor vest had gorgets on them, that kind of just slips your memory.
If I handle some of these special bullets, do I get any weird impressions from it?
Make me a mind check.
Also, have we ever have any recollection of other missions where we've started out not knowing how we got there?
As far as you know, no. Reginald, you handle the bullets. No particular impression is coming to you, other than the fact that you get it in your hand and like you don't even realize that you're doing it, but you're flipping that bullet end over your knuckles like you've done this 100 times before.
Okay.
And it's just a familiar thing you just start doing, and you don't know why. And when you catch yourself, it falls. You're not even sure why you're doing it or how you're doing it. So Calhoun, you start back thinking. I mean, your memory is perfect. Every mission you ever did, it's very perfect. There's no blanks in your memory at all. Now remember, you've got all your case files here too. Do you want to kind of look at a case file and compare it to your memory?
We need to get stuff loaded up as quick as possible and get off this area.
Sounds good. So you're just going to leave the motorcycle and bodies in the road, or what do you want to do with those?
Move them off to the side.
Move them off
wadi.
to the side. Okay, yeah.
Wasn't there a cliff?
There's not a cliff, but as Jeff was saying, there is a wadi. There is the little kind of depression, ravine, whatever you want to call it.
I'm going to keep the machine gun. It's an MG42, right?
The
German Light
Yeah,
machine.
sure. The van that you're in, the cargo carrier has a small toolbox, so you're able to unratchet it from the inside of because it's bolted down to the floor of the sidecar, but you can pull it out pretty easily.
Anything else? Grenades, ammo boxes, anything like that in
They
there?
each had sidearms, Lugers,
Okay.
a little some extra ammunition on the belt. That's it though. None of them had like no IDs, no passports. The only thing that you saw was Calhoun saw the tattoos, German saying Hexenwolf.
Okay, I'll unload the pistols and throw them in the back with the other stuff.
Okay.
And then set up the MG42 in the back and throw something over it so it's not apparent that we have a light machine gun with us.
Yep.
And then if we get the other stuff thrown off the side, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you just got to push everything out into the wadi, so it's not. I mean, if you stopped as you were driving by, you would notice it, but you wouldn't notice it just casually driving up and down the road.
Yeah.
Get back in. Nico's driving. You hit the road, heading toward Medina. It's it's maybe an hour away. This thing doesn't move very fast. It's slow, but it's got a great cargo handling limit. So you've got some time. So Reginald, Calhoun, you guys are in the back. We'll say Richard character is back there too. He's taking a nap.
Okay, now at this point, if we're where we can be back on the road and there's time, I'll start looking through case files.
Okay. Make me a mind check, and if you've got a career that would allow you to do like forensic bookkeeping or be very good at investigative over documents, whatever, like if you were a clerk, a businessman, anything like that. Nope. All right, so just make me a roll then.
Hey, there's a good success.
Okay. You pick
That's a pair of sixes. Is there anything special for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So pair of sixes is what's it called? Not a legendary, heroic, mighty success. Mighty success. So you can spend a hero point to turn that into a legendary success, but it's not really useful in this case. I mean, it's not going to get you anymore, so it's not worth doing.
Okay.
But with a mighty success, if you're in combat, you have a couple of options you can choose. Like you can make another attack, disarm somebody, knock someone down. Especially you can do something above just attacking and damaging someone. Outside of combat, it's a yes and sort of thing, right? So here's what you get. You pick up a file, codename Project Mint. You remember Mint pretty well because after you guys were done, this happened in France. You enjoyed a very good bottle of wine that you'd found in the cellar of this place that you guys had cleared German influence. Some of the sheep herders nearby had invited you over to a feast of sheep and fondue. So you have very fond memories of it. The thing is that you're looking over this sheet. Your memory is exactly word for word what is typed on this sheet. It does not deviate. Your memory has nothing extra that's not on this sheet. You can't pull up a single memory that is not printed on this sheet.
I'm gonna look through other people's scan through, see if there's something seem like could be obscure, and then question them on it.
Okay. Well, Reginald's back here with you, and Reginald he questions you about Operation Bordello. You guys remember that one fairly well. It was a great time. And you're as Reginald is regaling you about, oh yeah, this is the time when Jackie. It's like a checklist. You're going down paragraph after paragraph, and what he's saying.
And then as he starts to go to the next part, I will finish it for him.
Yes,
I'll start. Are these actually our memories at all, or has something been forced in our head? Because this is fucked up. I'll grab another one and like stick my head through the window into the cab. I'm like, hey, do you remember this? And you totally thought blah blah blah, and start going off on what their thoughts were.
Yeah, Nico. He's got it exactly. How you remember it, what you thought about it, everything.
Is there this is a van we took from these guys, right?
No,
from the
this is just the
warehouse.
van from the warehouse. Yeah, I mean,
There's not
Civilian.
there's not a newspaper around, is there?
you know what? Yeah, there's a newspaper. It's in the floorboards. They were actually using it to cover up a hole.
Okay, is it a recent newspaper?
You have seen some calendars since you have become conscious. So yeah, it looks like it was yesterday's newspaper.
Okay, I'm gonna comb through the newspaper to see if there's any stories about anything that I think might be connected with us.
Okay, you speak French?
Yes.
Okay, paper is in French. None of the local stuff, none of it rings any bells. But when you start looking at international, especially in the business pages, you can remember like, hey, I bought some stock in this just yesterday. And then you have to rethink, wait, no, that was probably 4 days ago. So like you're picking up stuff in international news that you absolutely have heard or you were doing some action on.
Oh, okay. It's not really giving us any.
Yeah, but nothing local is really
right.
standing out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for. All right.
Who is the guy that was with us but isn't with us, who disappeared, but now he's back again?
Oh, January? No, he was just back while two of you were in their car talking. It was just kind of this scene where, like, you know, if you were watching this as a movie, the viewers could see that you were sitting there talking, and January was between you, just kind of keeping up the conversation between everybody. And then when the next person came in, he wasn't there anymore, and you guys just completely, you know, you made nothing of it that he was or wasn't there.
So I asked Jackie about see if January's file's there.
Yeah, you start looking through. Yeah, January's file isn't there. There's no file for January. There's a file for all the other dead people that were part of your task force, but there's not one for January.
I don't know what that means, but it must mean something.
But I'm curious if we're part of some experiment and January was the one running it and put these memories in our head or something.
Well, having had a career as an espionage agent, I mean, does this sound like some sort of like weird disinformation campaign that we might? I mean, it's pretty involved.
You have to decide that for yourself. I mean, that's not something I can really.
That's kind of what it sounds like to me.
I have any memories of us just sitting around staring at goats together?
Yes, and it is in Operation Melonrind, where in the first paragraph it talks about you sitting around a campfire on a rolling plain, having just stolen and killed a couple of chickens. But it's in the documentation. So
was that in Spain?
They are the men who stare at goats.
Like, oh man. Oh no, I didn't
Nico, you're starting to hit some traffic. It seems like there must be some slowdown ahead as you are coming up to a line of traffic that's still moving forward. It's just moving slowly.
Okay, the whole time when I'm driving, and other than when Jackie was talking to me, I'm not talking about it, but my mind is focused on that one time where I apparently split myself and everybody saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fathom it. I can't wrap my head around it, but I can't forget it either. It's not like something that's forgettable. It's in there. I don't talk about it. I'm wondering, you know, I mean, back to the whole, you know, Catholic thing of me and my background.
Make me a mind check
and stuff. Okay, let's see, mind.
Okay. So you're not trying to trigger it. You're just thinking about it, right?
Right. I'm trying to get my head around it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, nothing happens. You're just thinking about it. The more you think about it, the more you're thinking, nah, that can't be. It must have been something happened there. Yeah, you're convincing yourself that didn't really happen, or something happened, but it wasn't you.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's what he's doing, and I don't know if that's going to take away from what I'm concentrating on, but still, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. You see ahead of you, you've come to a complete stop now. People are getting angry, honking horns, and several car links in front of you, maybe 4 or 5 cars down. You see some of the French gendarmes coming. It looks like they're checking papers.
Okay.
So they're asking, people are presenting passports and whatnot, documentation through windows.
And
Start
got
rifling
nothing.
through our stuff. Do we have cover IDs, anything like that? In our gear?
You do actually have passports from many nations under different names with your pictures. The problem with them is that they're all 5 years out of date. But you have passports.
I start looking through again. Is there anything that I know I can put together to make some bad chemical smell that we can warn them that this is caustic or radioactive or something to try to keep them away? Like, hey, we can just flash our passports real quick, and then
You tell me how you want to do it. Can you do it? Yes. But what does that look like? Like, what are you making smell bad?
Well, I'm not a chemist myself, so I'm not sure what.
No. I mean, like, what's going to come from? I mean, what do you want to make it appear like? You can make something smell like rotten eggs real easy with what you've got.
Yeah, I just want that to when they approach the vehicle.
Okay.
It's like we say, hey, this is a military-looking vehicle, isn't it?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Then
it's obviously been civilianized because all the hard points have been removed. It's obvious that it's been used in civilian work now.
Okay, that's fine. We've had a chemical spill. We're transporting toxic chemicals, and if they could just let us get out of here quickly, we don't want to harm anybody, and we've got to get this stuff out of the area.
All right, so you're going over with the ruse, and you're talking to Nico. Nico is in the driver's side seat, so he's going to be the one they're talking to, unless somebody wants to get in the passenger side and be the talker.
Yeah, as
as
soon as they
Nico
get up
is
here,
not.
Yeah, Nico, when they get here, start talking normal. I'll break something, and then freak out and lean through the window, saying we've got something bad going on. I'll start the story out, and you can finish it.
Okay. Does Jackie speak French?
No, I speak German and Spanish and English.
Okay.
The gendarme is coming up to you. It looks like he's looking at some photographs. And he's comparing it to the people behind the drivers, but he is diligently going to each car, asking for passports. You can catch some of the conversation now. The gendarme is being very polite. He's asking for papers. If they don't have papers, it's like, oh, are you a citizen? What is your business? That sort of thing. It looks like he's looking for someone specific. Like he keeps referencing down a photograph as he's going by. Eventually, he comes to yours. Now your windows are rolled up. Jackie, you see him right outside the window. So this is when you break your vial or whatever.
Well, I'm gonna let him start asking his questions like everything's normal, and then interrupt before we can actually show him or let him take the passports.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, he comes over to your window. Now your window is a little bit further up from the ground since this is a truck. So like you're looking down on him a little bit, and he's making the signal to roll down your window.
Yeah, I figured the windows would be down if we're in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it's fine. It could be down.
So I got it down.
All right. Yeah, Pippa,
and I start going off in French that I've got chemicals back here. What the hell's going on? We don't understand.
That's when I break something and start wafting the smell like out towards the window and stuff.
Okay.
Merde.
And
all right.
Then start going off on like, oh my god, this could explode if we don't get it out of here.
How
I start looking scared, and I'm like, same thing.
How potent did you make this?
Shit.
Enough to make us even cry. I don't want to damage us, but where we, we don't have to act. It's going to be affecting us.
Okay, that's just it. All of you, just to basically keep from really having issues with the smell that's coming through here. Make me a mind roll. There's gonna be a modifier. It's gonna be a -2. It's a tough roll. It smells awful. It's like eggs that have not only gone bad, but they've been sitting out in the sun for several days. And then like somebody just cracked them and whipped it all up and just threw it in your face.
You said -2?
Yeah. You all feel like you want to vomit.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, Reginald failed.
Yeah.
So Reginald, you can't take it. I mean, this is awful. You're in the back.
I wouldn't want to make it where we're actually going to have to leave the vehicle. That ruins the plan.
Can I hang my head out the back and just?
Yes, you can just put your head through the flap.
Chemistry check to see how well I did it?
Oh, I'm going to assume you did it very well. I mean, you don't have to roll sometimes if you've got the background. But let's say it is what it is. So you did it. It's particularly potent. Okay. Reginald hangs his head out. He starts gasping for air. The gendarme stands back. He's like, "Medic!"
I'm gonna vomit on the side of the truck. I'm gonna just out the window, my head out the window.
I'll be yelling in English. I don't know if they can understand or not. I'm like, this could blow up. We've got to get moving to get the air flowing, or this could all cause a big explosion.
I translate in between.
All right. He goes over. He holds his face. He goes around back. You see he's writing down your tags, and then he starts yelling at the rest of his force. They're like, "He's make a hole, make a hole!" And he starts waving you forward, holding his mouth, waving you forward to go. Your eyes are watering, Reginald. You're hanging your head out the back.
Yeah, I'm beside him. Both of us puking.
Yeah. As you're driving by the other cars that have their windows down, of course, because the heat are smelling it as well. You see several people just abandon their cars, go off to a ditch, and start vomiting as you're driving through. Nico, you're having to honk your horn, but they're slowly parting out of your way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, actually, let's not say this. Let's have someone make a roll. And since Calhoun, this was kind of your thing. Let's see how persuasive you are. It's happening. If you're very, very persuasive, we'll say no police escort. But it would be they would give you a police escort for this sort of thing. So let's see how well you're able to do that. This is an appeal test. Now, if you've got any kind of background that'll allow you to be a good smooth talker or someone that's convincing of someone else.
That would be a no, and I have a 0 in it as well.
Oh, geez.
So just a regular roll?
Regular roll. It's happening. This is okay. So they give you a police escort.
Oh, that's a critical failure too. It's 2-1.
Yep. Okay. So here's the thing. So a crit failure is something bad happens. The bad happens is you're getting a police escort. There's going to be a car in front of you and behind you taking you off this road. That's the bad thing. If you want to make this a critical failure, you get a hero point, but something really bad happens.
Yeah, it makes the story exciting. Let's do it.
Okay, so right. So you have 4 escorts, one ahead of you, one behind you, and 2 kind of hemming you into the sides. Nico, you break from the pack of all these automobiles that are kind of just all crushed together. And as soon as you're free of the pack, the police cars speed up, and you kind of have to keep up with them unless you want to try and ram a car off the road. And they're guiding you, like they're kind of pushing you to like an off-road. They don't want a car with a potential explosive of some sort getting into the city. You're not exactly sure where they're routing you.
All right, but I'm kind of waving to them like, I'm with you. Okay, yeah. All right,
mm-hmm. Okay, so you kind of get off the main road, and it looks like you're on some kind of service road it's paralleling but going away from Medina.
Okay, should we stop now and get out and deal with this?
Yeah, we can act like it's gotten under control. Hopefully that'll be enough.
I think these guys are vampires.
I mean, I can get out, hit all 4s and start blah, blah.
Let's see if
All
we
right.
can talk our way out of it first. We'll let them know, hey, we had enough air through here that cleared out the chemicals. We've cleaned it up, and it's under control. Thank them very much.
Okay, well, Nico comes to a stop. The sirens are going off. The guys in front of you and to the side of you kind of slow down as well. You see a few of them draw firearms. The one behind you, two of them come out of the car, and they both draw rifles. And you hear the guy that you originally talked to, Nico and Jackie. He's like, "What is the problem?"
Driver. I don't driver. Talk to driver like that. And I got.
I'll be yelling that everything's under control and got it cleaned up and contained.
Yeah, if you wanted it to be just very brief, so the smell is going away. Since it doesn't smell as bad anymore, one of them walks up to the car. I mean, you can see that his fellows are backing him up. They've all got their rifles and guns trained on you. He comes up and it says, "Those passports now, please."
And I hear, well, I don't know. Do I understand the word passport?
He's speaking in English.
Speaking in English?
Yeah, because you were talking before, but not in French. But he speaks English. Passports, contract. Any identifications, please?
The chemicals got all over our bags. This stuff may be ruined. These chemicals could cause severe burns if touched. I can try to dig them out if you want, but
yes, I want. Either we continue on to a place where we know you are safe, you're not going to cause destruction to our city, or I see your passports now, please.
I'll look at everybody else that's inside, like give them to me, and then I'm going to find something that I can pour all over them, and just anything that's oily or stinky that can ruin it.
Okay.
And make it, if it could be
that's
something
good.
that cause physical burns.
Tell you what, if you are willing to spend a hero point for it, I will say that you're going to be handing in passports that have your pictures, have obvious stamps from the countries you say you're from, but the dates are going to be messed up.
Yeah, no problem.
Right,
and I'm going to be like kind of some sort of like a pencil or something to kind of hold them out. Like I don't want to touch these things.
Right. He slides on one of his white gloves and he takes them from you. He's holding them away from his face. He's looking at them. He says, "These they seem to be in order." Put-moi. He shows you the photograph. It's January. Have you seen this man?
No, I don't know who that is.
No. Does it look familiar to any of you?
I don't know. Hey, game mechanic question. Do hero points regenerate at the end of the session?
It started the session, so you would be back to full.
Okay.
I believe that's correct, Jeff.
I was thinking about. I was looking at that. I don't think it's at the end, at the beginning of the session. Let me double.
I think each new session you get a fresh pool.
Yeah.
Is it each new? Yeah. It might be.
So you would have refreshed tonight.
Yep.
Okay. It might be each new story, but I'll give them back to you. Either way.
Okay.
All right. So if he looks at you very closely, he's like, "All right, where are these chemicals being delivered to? You have proper paperwork. I assume those also destroyed." And he kind of hands back the passports that stink and reek.
Same thing. I'll kind of try to scoop them, get the pencil like in the fold.
And where were these to be delivered?
Where I turned to Nico. I'm like, he had the destination. He's our driver. Said I was supposed to be handling the chemicals.
You did not do your job very well, it seems.
Excuse me.
Sudden stop from that backup.
Yep. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, run it as you like, though. But it's an adventure.
Adventure. Yeah. No, this is a one shot or one story arc, so we'll do it this way. Okay. Yeah. So Nico, he looks at you. You were delivering to where? I have no French accent, so this is the best you're going to get.
Medina. We went to
Well,
Medina.
you're not entering my city with a truck smelling like shit. Bad shit. That. Do what you must. Do we need to get bomb squad or chemical gear out here?
I don't know. I'm just the driver, okay? I'm going.
If is there a river close by that we could get buckets of water that would neutralize a lot of this stuff, and then we can clean it up before we go into town.
Yeah, there's an oasis not too far that way. You'll see. He points to the signs. Actually, you see. Leave your truck here. You can. It's not far. Half mile. You can walk that. Do you need canteens? Here. He goes back to his police car. He comes back with 2 like jerry cans. You can take these. You just don't come into my city with this.
I understand.
All right.
Could one of your other men give me a ride down there? It'd be a lot quicker.
He kind of sniffs the air. He says, "No." He walks away.
Okay. I'll start walking.
Okay. So everybody leaves except for one car that was left behind. You kind of get the idea he was the junior person on the force. Well, there's 2 of them. There's a driver, and they're just kind of sitting there. They've got the radio playing, doors open, and just kind of waiting.
I'm gonna go up to him. Since I'm the driver, I'm pretending I don't know any of this.
Mm-hmm.
And
they offer you a cigarette.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have cigarettes too. I have French cigarettes.
Yep.
Okay, and I just go over to him and said, "Who are you looking for? What are you looking for?"
God, this thief stealing chemicals, stealing drugs. Several witnesses. He kind of fishes around and gets you like a sketch. It's January.
Mm-hmm. No, and I haven't seen these guys. This is all in French, so I'm not going to do the accent. So, I have not seen these guys, but I know it's not these guys. These guys are American. They don't.
Okay, Nico, while you're talking to them, so like they got their doors open and they're kind of leaning out because it still stinks a little in the area. And while you're talking to these 2, you're looking at the back seat. It's got kind of like a cage so that someone behind there can't get directly at the police officers. But something's happening in that seat. It looks like a long black vertical seam just kind of appears in the air, and then you see 2 long sets of fingers come through, kind of like they poke through just out of midair. They start to part the air as if it were a hole. And you see this very pale face kind of poke through. It's very angular. The mouth is full of teeth. Its eyes are like cat's eyes with the slit pupils, and they're just red, this bright red. And then the hands kind of go longer and longer, and they're stretching out. And they're going for the throats of the 2 officers.
When I see it, I warn the guys, and I exclaim like something, Santa Maria or something like that, and I go, "Behind you, quick!" Like that. And
because you are having kind of this battle of faith and with odd stuff going on, do make me a mind check. This is going to be a terror check.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fake them out or anything. I'm really
no. This is how you're reacting to seeing this as well.
Okay, good. So regular mind check. Okay.
Failure. Are you going to keep that? Or do you want to re-roll that?
No, I'll keep it.
Let me just look this up real quick. Oh, this is the copy before I added the index. This is why indexes are important. And the Kickstarter version will have it. Actually, if you've got your PDF there, can you look up the fear or terror for me real quick? And let's find out what the results are when you fail.
Where's the damn terror? Okay. Protections. Creatures priority. That was one man thing, and I can't find it.
Yeah, I think it is in the section with all the powers. Maybe.
Terrors, chapter 11, terrors.
Okay, what page is that?
61.
Oh yeah, the Terran hazards of adventuring. That would be it. Okay. Okay, so if it exceeds, it does not affect the character stats. If you fail the mind roll, then all subsequent actions requiring rolls are subject to an additional penalty die. So you have a penalty die. All right, so during this situation, your rolls are with a penalty die.
Right.
Okay, so there you go. So you're a little frightened. You're taken aback, and you try to warn them. What do you say?
Well, if they're just lounging in the car in the front seat, I try to, grab the closest one and yank them. I'm like, get out behind you, like that.
Okay.
And the other one, and like,
all right, so you can get one of them. I'm going to say you get the one on the driver's side. You grab his arm and you start pulling him, and he's like, "What? Unhand me!" But you've got enough of leverage that he has to step out of the car, which saves him. His other friend, though, you watch as that long, sharp finger just kind of goes up behind the back of this guy's neck and just piths him. The nail just gets driven into the base of the spine, and it comes out just like right under his sinuses. And you see him just kind of wiggle on the end of that long, extended finger, and he just kind of slumps over. The guy that you pull out,
I want to turn him. You got to see this. Man.
Yeah, so he looks, he sees what's going on. Let's have him do a mind check. Why not? He fails as well, and he starts just doing an extreme of expletives as he runs. He just runs out into the desert.
Okay.
Now, Calhoun, you had grabbed the two jerry cans, and you had taken a few steps away from the. So I'm going to say that you hear this. You see one of the officers break to run. Reginald, you were still getting some air, so you probably
I'll
see
come running back at
on.
that point.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do initiative then. So it's a 2d6 plus your initiative score.
There's an initiative button.
That'll work. Okay, so every time if you succeed, you go before everyone else. We got 2 failures. Okay, so both of you guys fail. So it's going to be Calhoun is going to be able to act. The creature is going to act, and then Nico and Fain are going to act. So Calhoun, you don't actually see what's going on with the glare from the sun. You don't see what's going on in the car, but something is inside the police car. The one officer that was pulled out just starts running.
Did one of these gas cans have any remnants left in it, even a little bit?
They're just empty cans. There's no gasoline in them. They were actually used for water.
I'll just be running back. I've got to get to the.
You can say Nico has just got this look of terror on his face as well. He's got a little white.
Yeah, only thing I can do is haul ass back to try to get to the truck where our armaments are.
Okay, so you're heading to the truck to get to the armaments. Okay, Reginald. Well, actually, no. Reginald and Nico are both last. So the thing that's in the car, the now very dead officer just kind of slumps over the steering wheel, and so the horn starts going off. So you guys are just hearing this meh as a body's leaning over the horn, and that the thing just kind of erupts out of the top of the police car, just tears through the metal hood. It seems to be not quite solid. It's just this black vapor, and you can kind of make out hands and a head and maybe a leg or two standing on the hood of the car. And now it's in full sunlight, though, and it kind of turns its head and it kind of cowls inside of the darkness a little bit more. You can see it doesn't quite like the light. Then you see these 2 red eyes just kind of peering out, looking around. Of course, it sees Nico standing nearby. So Nico, The red eyes lock with you. We're going to do a contested mind check. If you've got anything that would give you a bonus to being just very strong-willed as far as a profession goes, you can add that.
Nope. No.
Okay.
No, especially because I've been role playing the exact opposite.
Exactly. Yeah.
With regards to this type of thing, supernatural kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so go ahead and roll.
All right. Plus, I still have the penalty die from the terror, right?
You do. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're rolling 3d6, dropping the highest and keeping the other two. Okay. All right. So you fail. He succeeds. The red eyes lock with you, and you're frozen to the spot. On your turn, you can try and break free again, but right now you can't move. And the mist kind of leaps from the police car, and you guys see it kind of surround Nico. Kind of get the impression of like giant bat wings, or maybe it's a large cape, and it kind of surrounds Nico. So this round, Nico, he's mesmerized you. He's got you standing still, and he's leaning down. You can feel his breath on your neck. So next round, if you don't break free, he's going to start taking sustenance.
Oh, like those things from Beastmaster. That
yeah,
yeah,
that would be worse, actually.
Yeah, at least those had form, huh?
Okay. So technically, the test, Nico, that was your round as you did the standoff to it. So you can't do anything this round. Reginald, what are you doing? You see Nico get enveloped with this kind of like black mist.
All right, I've got one of those weird knives.
Mm-hmm.
Can I run at it and try to stab it?
You want to stab the darkness?
Yes, I do, and I want to use it. I want to use a hero point in order to like leap and do it in a dramatic fashion.
Don't spend the hero point yet. That would be cool to spend it if you end up getting double sixes or something like that. But you can make it look whatever you want. So it's very dramatic as you leap off the cargo carrier with this knife. The problem being with this is Nico is under there somewhere. So if you roll really bad, you might knife Nico. But go ahead and make me that attack roll. So it is going to be your melee combat ability added into agility in this case, because you're doing that leap. So we'll do agility.
Okay, so I'm making an agility roll.
Agility roll, add in your melee.
Okay. So modifier is whatever my melee is, right?
Yes.
All right.
Boom, success. Okay. You stab it with a knife. Your knife kind of tears through the blackness. You can go ahead and do me damage on that. And I think, what did we do on this last time? Did we do 2d6 with the silver knives? Or did we do...
I think it was 2d6, yeah.
Yeah, 2d6 keep the one, the highest.
Yeah, keep high. 2d6, yep. 2d6
Okay.
keep high.
So 6.
So 6, do 6 points of damage. There's a smell of... smells like something sulfurous burning, and you hear like this high whining just kind of a hiss coming from it. It's hard to tell though, because you've got this this horn going off as the body is still slumped over it. In the distance, you see the soldier continuing to run. All right, so I think we keep the same order, Jeff, for the whole combat. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so there's going to be back to Calhoun then. You made it last round to... you made it to your Jeep, or not Jeep, it's your truck. You were rifling through. What are you pulling out?
I'm looking for a firearm that I can slam one of those special cartridges in.
Yeah, you grab a rifle. Seems to be what they're made for. You slam it in. You pop up out of the hood. You can take a shot, but again, Nico's surrounded in this mist. Do you really want to shoot?
He may die if I don't either way.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make that shot.
What do our let's see, soldier, ranged, and agility, or
Yeah, typically in combat, you don't add a class unless it's a really pertinent thing. So, like, do you feel
okay?
like
So
you
if I
were
was
a
a sniper,
sharpshooter?
no,
Yeah, if you were a
no,
sniper,
I,
maybe,
I
but
was a
otherwise,
demolitions expert.
yeah. So I'm going to say that that's not going to count for this.
So just the ranged
It's
on
just
an
the
agility.
ranged and agility.
Okay.
Ooh, you going to keep that?
I'll roll a hero point.
Okay.
I'll keep whatever comes next. Oh, did I click the wrong thing earlier? Now it's asking me for a input variable for range. That didn't have it for the last one. What did I roll? Oh, I just rolled agility. I didn't.
You didn't do okay. Just do this again as another roll. It's just going to be a 0 modifier. You're not point blank, but you're not at a range increment either.
Close, or it's got
Close.
close, medium, long. Okay, so close. Yeah. And what's the target's defense?
Target's defense is. Pardon me for a second.
Yeah, I totally did that wrong. I just
defense is 2.
And then the modifier would be it shouldn't be any modifier for the range. It should already have it built in, shouldn't it?
Right. So the modifier would be like if you could add in a class, or not a class, a profession. Still a failure. Okay. Now, do you want to hero point this? We'll say this is your roll because the last one was a long dice.
Okay. So yeah, I'll spend the hero point, and it was close.
Still a failure. Okay. So here's how I want to do this. So you shoot right into the blackness, and you're going to hit Nico. Just roll a d6.
Ouch.
Okay. So Nico, you get shot, but he's using one of these special ammo that's kind of a glass globulate. So it kind of cuts into you and it's very wet from whatever the fluid is. It really doesn't do much damage, though. 2 lifeblood, half round down. It smarts, it hurts, but it didn't penetrate your skin really. And it doesn't seem to have any other effect on you. Right, its turn. It's going to chow down on Nico.
Does it breaking against him splash any onto the creature to get a reaction?
Unfortunately not. No. Not with a miss. So Nico, it is going to bite down on you this round. It's just going to apply damage. This way. Oh, shoot. I put the roll in the wrong. I keep doing that. Chat window. Okay. Nico, instead of lifeblood, drop your strength by 2.
Okay.
It's temporary, but it starts draining blood from you. And it's like you feel like you don't really even feel like you were bit. Like it just feels kind of tingly, that's all. And so if you were a camera watching this, you would just see his blood just being pulled into the air around him, and so that the fog just kind of gets a little bit of crimson interlaced in it as the blood is coming through his pores. There's no hole, there's no wound, it's just being drawn out through his pores.
It's like that misting out. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so Nico, you can try and break his hypnotic hold on you.
Okay.
It's another mind check. You need to beat his original, which was an 8. Okay, hey, defender will win the tie on this. So you kind of shake your way out of it. So you're free of. So you can move. You're in control of yourself again. You feel pain now that you're not being lulled. There's blood. A little bit of it is kind of coming out of your nose and kind of going up into the air. There's blood coming out of the pores on your neck. You feel a little weak from the strength reduction. You are your own person again. However, that is your turn. Reginald, what are you doing?
All right. So, I mean, is this thing still there? Is it?
Oh yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
Okay, I'm gonna take another whack at it with the knife.
Okay. Its defense is 2.
All right, so I am. It's melee, and I forget strength. Defense is 2, and modify. Do I have a modifier?
No, not for this.
Uh,
Also, Art Hard Studio threw you guys 100 bits out there, so that can be healing or hero points, however you guys want to break it up. So 100 points would be heal one character D6 lifeblood, or you can break it up into 2 hero points if you'd rather. Up to you guys. The hero points are in a pool. Anyone can use them.
might need.
So how did you do?
Those.
You failed.
Failed. Yeah.
You want to hero point that, or do you want to keep the failure?
Yeah, I'm gonna hero point that.
Okay.
So it means I get to re-roll, and I have to keep the re-roll.
Yep.
Okay. Strength. Defense is 2.
What time of day is it?
It's late afternoon.
No, I did not.
Okay.
In fact, I rolled a 1. I think.
Roll a d6. Not keep high. Just roll a d6.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Probably not good. Just guessing.
Nico, you get stabbed. A blade just comes through, cutting through the mist as you're stabbed for 6 lifeblood.
Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah, Nico yells.
So we're gonna need to go ahead and use that 100 for a heal. On Nico. We're gonna kill
Nico
him.
screams as your knife cuts into him.
For 6, right?
Yeah, for 6 points.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right, so we're back at the top. Calhoun, you took a shot. You heard Nico yelp when you shot him, and you heard him yell and scream again as Reginald stabs into this cloud.
And I'm gonna shoot again.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
God damn it! I get the same number every time.
You're gonna keep it or not?
I'm gonna spend one of my hero points again. This I'm down to 2. I got to hold after this.
Okay.
So I'm keeping whatever this is. Close range, defense of 2. There we go.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you recalculate. You shoot higher up. All right. So that makes it. So this is going to be different than a normal gun because it's basically a payload of holy water and silver.
Nice.
Of course, you wouldn't know that, but that's what it is.
Do now.
It is going to be against this creature. It's going to be 2d6 high times 2. 2d6. 14 points of damage.
Actually,
no.
You said keep high.
Yeah.
So 10.
Actually, let me make sure I'm doing this right, Jeff. So when it says 2d6 high,
roll 3.
Does that mean you roll 3 dice? Yeah, you roll 3
dice.
dice and you keep the 2 highest.
2.
Yeah.
And then
So roll another d6. There you go.
5 and 3.
16.
Yeah.
So 16 points of damage. All right. So yeah, you blast it. You go higher this time, Nico. It just misses you, but it does affect the cloud around you. The cloud just kind of shimmers. It pulls away from you, and it becomes more solid. It's definitely a figure now. Like it's in this black kind of a long, tattery, almost like a trench coat. The figure is just very spindly. Arms and the neck and the head are just very thin, almost skeletal. The skin is very pale. And now that it's more physical, the sunlight is definitely hurting it. It starts hissing. It starts trying to cover up. Its action, now that it has it, is going to be, it kind of flows like water as it goes underneath the police car to get out of the sunlight. Nico, what do you want to do? You're free now.
Okay. Am I standing or am I on my
You're
knees?
standing.
Okay.
You're standing.
I'm standing. I'm getting away from the police car. I'm going
Okay.
to try to.
Nico moves out of the way.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of there. Man.
Reginald, what do you want to do?
Is there another creature in the police car?
Not that you see. No, the doors are wide open. You don't see another creature in there.
Is there anyone in the driver's seat?
There's a body slumped over the steering wheel so that the horn is still going off.
I'm going to pull the body out
Okay.
and jump in behind. I assume the car was still running.
It was on because they were playing the radio. So, yeah.
I'm going to drive forward.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it to you this round.
All right.
Okay, you drive forward. You hear a crunching sound. You probably back up and do it again.
Yep.
Okay. So when you drive away, yeah, there's just a smoking pile. There's like this long, tattery trench coat. When I say trench coat, I mean an actual trench coat, like, the kind that they wore during the trench warfare. And it's really tattered, it's old, and it's just filled with this dust that's just being picked up by the wind and starts to kind of waft away.
The trench coat is wafting away, or the dust in the
dust. The trench coat seems to be real and solid. Whatever was in it is just turned to dust.
Okay.
This might be a mistake, but what happens if I grab a handful of the dust and try to do my thing?
Ooh, okay. Okay, you grab the dust and you have it in your hand. Make me a mind check.
All right.
Tell me your magics.
Oh, that's a success. Okay. Wow, this is going to be rough. Okay, so you do have a flashback. You're seeing a scene through the eyes of someone else. There are 4 of these creatures that you just fought, and they're all standing in the middle of kind of like this. There's Tesla coils crackling in the background, but on the floor there's these intricate kind of like occult designs, and there's kind of this green just energy that's flowing between the Tesla coils. And you're seeing from the eyes of someone who's standing on the outside. You're looking down at a book that seems to be in very old German, and they're chanting. You do happen to catch some interesting things, though. One, he's got a wristwatch on. And as Reginald is a man of some wealth and influence, that is a modern Timex just made last year. It's a brand new watch that's on his wrist. You see these figures in these trench coats. They start to just kind of, it's like they step through the air. There's like a seam in the air. They just kind of step through it, and the air just kind of closes around them. After the last one passes through, the person turns, and there is a map on the wall. You can see it's got the current date. Like, this is the current date, so it's a new map on the wall. And as the person's turning and you scan this map, you see there's like a pin point on the map, and that pinpoint is in Turkey. Can't tell exactly where, but it's somewhere in Turkey that the pinpoint is. And then that's it. You're dropped out of it.
Does that mean anything to me?
No. The occult symbols on the ground, though, they mean something. You're just not able to dredge it up. It's like you've seen them before somewhere. You got this like just barest hint of a memory, but you can't.
Would I be able to sketch them out?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna find.
Actually, do you have any kind of artist background at all?
Entertainer.
Close enough. I mean, it's crude, but you get the idea. The symbols are pretty close to what you saw.
Okay, I'll show this to Nico and Jackie here and see. You guys, does this ring a bell?
You've seen things like this before, but you can't pinpoint it unless either one of you took some kind of occult background.
I'm going to go back through our notes, whatever our memories. It's written down.
None of your missions had dealt with anything like this. At least not what's written in the folders, and what's written in the folders is all that you have in memory.
Since we kind of established last time that I'm a movie buff, I like the cheesy horror films. Could
Sure.
that help with anything?
Other
has there
than it
been
seems to be very. Let's see. Who was big during this time? Vincent. This is too late for Vincent Price, but yeah, it's
Bela
Bela
Lugosi?
Bela
Lugosi.
Lugosi.
What's
Yeah, I
his
mean, it
name?
seems to all
The
be
Wolfman
very.
guy.
It seems to be that kind of Hammer horror sort of thing, you know. Hammer horror.
Universal horror would have
Universal
been more
horror,
than
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like you feel like maybe this is like some kind of gag or something because it's so typical movie at the time.
Did the thing look kind of like a Nosferatu from that movie?
Yeah, pale skin, hairless, very
There's
thin.
something right there. You remember Nosferatu?
Classic.
Yeah.
That was Count Grishnak?
Orlok.
Orlok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, he's showing me stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to get to a med kit.
Yeah.
These aren't hit points. This is life.
You're bleeding.
I'm looking for a med kit amongst our stuff.
Yeah, use those points that we were gifted to heal up.
Yeah, so just roll a d6, and that's how many lifeblood you get back.
Please roll a 6.
Hello. There
2.
we go.
It's something.
2. Hey.
Better than 1.
Yeah.
Yep. Take it.
I feel really bad and like keep apologizing to Nico for that.
Same.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I was just worried that was going to do worse to you than I could.
Mm-hmm. The other thing you can do, Bill, is that you saw that map. Before the memory goes away, you scout around inside the glove compartment. You pull out a map, and you couldn't read it. It's almost like in a dream where you can't read text,
Right.
but you could certainly see, where the map and roughly where the pinpoint is.
Okay.
I'll give it to you. So it is in that area, Alara Castle, which is a historic Armenian castle that was in the area. That's kind of where the pinpoint was.
Okay. I'll, of course, relay this to my friends.
Armenian Castle. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Without talking to these guys, I'm just into my own zone here. I am. I grab the keys, open the trunk, start pulling our shit out and throwing it in the trunk of the cop car.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And we need to get the hell out of here and transfer vehicles because they're looking for the last thing they saw was a big truck. And
and
we dump the cop car as soon as we get a chance.
And you've got a dead officer.
Do they have radios at this time?
Probably not. Even if they did, they would not have the budget for it. So
yeah, they probably wouldn't have the budget for it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to look in at the trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look for the labels.
Okay.
Remember, like our military gear, we had the U.S. official U.S. Army and whatever labels in them and stuff. I'm looking at this. Is it German? Is it Austrian? Is it well, it's German. But...
It is definitely German, and it's the what do they call it? It's the waterproof, so it's kind of rigid on the outside a little bit, and it's been waxed.
Is it pre-Nazi? Is it?
It is. It is. It's actually more like World War One.
World War One. Okay.
Yeah, not that was that long ago either, but
no, but it wasn't Nazi.
Mm-hmm. Not Nazi. No.
There's a big difference amongst fighting people, especially German people. I'm a German soldier. I'm not a Nazi. That kind of thing.
Yep. No, this is pre-World War II.
Okay.
Interestingly, looking at it, some of the holes that are in it look like they were done from gunshots, from bullets that had gone through it.
Oh, can my eye tell the calibers?
Probably not.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't see any pellets from shotgun or large bore rifles or pistols.
No, it looks like
Okay.
it was all small munitions fire. Enough
Okay.
of them that whoever was wearing this probably, should be dead. Should
Okay.
be dead.
So some spot on in the back coming out, center
Yeah.
mass and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So I show the guys this, and I'm like, it's German. The Great War. And is in the also I'm whatever we don't need, if you guys want to suit yourselves up, I'm taking one of those Lugers we found from the earlier guys, and I'm leaving it loaded the way it is. I mean, I'll check the loads, but then in my Beretta, I'm going to replace it with those ammo clips that he found. So I'll have two pistols, one with regular old lead bullets, and the other one with whatever special deal that Jackie found.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
If there's weapons enough, that's a good idea for all of us to do, to have standard ammo and then special ammo.
Yeah, again, you guys seem to know which ones are yours. Like they just feel right in your hand. You pull them out. Do you guys suit up with your old gear or just get the weapons?
I'm going to suit up at this time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we might as well get fully tacked out.
All three of you make me mind checks.
Wow, even I.
Okay, everybody.
Bam, bam,
everybody
bam.
Okay, so you guys suit up, and you know exactly, like, again, it's just like an old friend. You know exactly where to cinch it tight. It's perfectly sized for you. Although
That's where we
probably,
get the montage.
honestly,
Yeah,
this
I was
is a
going to
suit-up
ask for
montage.
that. I love it.
Reginald's is probably a little tight because after the war he did really well, and he's probably let himself go a little bit. So Reginald's is a little tight. So he's having to let out some of the straps. You know exactly where to put the gear. And
See, me and Nico were pushing and tugging, trying to help him get it on.
Yeah. As you guys have finished suiting up, you've got all your weaponry stowed, and you all of this got just this profound sense of loss as you notice that you're missing some of your platoon here. And we'll say Richard's character is in here doing this as well. So you have this sense of loss that your brotherhood isn't complete. But then as you're thinking of that, it's like everything just kind of, it's like you blink when you open your eyes again. Nico, you're in the middle of one of these odd occult diagrams with these Tesla reactors going off all around you. You're standing in the middle. You've just been hit by some kind of green ray. Your hands are splayed out like this. Two more of you are next to you, just having taken a hail of bullet fire.
Wow.
And you can see the blood is frozen in the air as it's being expelled by the bullets around you. It's like just frozen in time. And you're kind of frozen too, but your eyes move and you kind of look around you as you're haloed by this light. Calhoun, you've got this huge fire axe that's stuck in the ground. You've just beheaded one of these trench coat wearing vampires. But as you're coming up, frozen in the air is a large caliber bullet that's just about to slam into your skull. Bill's just walked away, so we don't know what's going to happen to Bill.
And Bill's disappeared.
He can't watch.
Let's see. Richard's character is he's splayed out on almost like this altar, and they've ripped open his vest, and they've just plunged this dagger through his chest and into his body, while there's this creature that has cracked open his rib cage and is reaching in for his heart. I don't know if Bill can hear us or not, but Bill is in the midst of pulling a pin on a grenade, and he's just kind of got it in his hand like this, as you see frozen in the air, several bullets coming right at his head. And then in like a blink, you're back. You're standing here in the hot Casablanca sun.
Those bullets were kind of like Matrix style.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just kind of instinctively like reached to my head where the impact was going to be at a reflex. What the? I'm just kind of look.
So
around
as you're all doing that,
the others.
January, who's sitting on just like a duffel bag, and again, none of you really react to this being odd, is shaking out a couple of cigarettes. He's like, "Damnedest thing, ain't it?" He hands the pack around. He's pull a pack out. He lights it for everybody.
We don't care that he's here with us.
It feels completely natural. It doesn't really register that it's odd at all.
Or that anybody was just asking if we've seen him or he's set us up. That didn't even cross.
No. That crosses your mind. Like, hey, wasn't somebody looking for you? Sort of thing.
Yeah, someone was asking about you, and why are we here?
Oh, well, I mean, it's the best that we could do. We failed. I got you all out. I don't know where we ended up, but it's all going to come back soon. Kind of like a rubber band that's been stretched to its limit. It's all going to snap back soon.
I tell him North Africa.
You tell him North Africa.
We lost.
Yeah, he said he doesn't know where we are. I said,
yeah,
we're in North Africa.
Yeah, we all died. We failed. They won.
But we're not dead.
No.
Well, yet, I mean,
more of this bullshit that's being put in our head. That ain't real.
He looks at his watch. He says, "Just do better next time," and then like just kind of fades away. And you guys just kind of continue the conversation. You remember talking to him, but again, it doesn't seem odd that he's just kind of faded away.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man!
All right, so
now you're free to explore that. It's just your characters just don't really like. This seems normal somehow.
Looking for Doctor Strange, but okay. What dimension am I in? Okay.
Yeah, funny he mentioned the Matrix. It's kind of sounding like that. Or what the hell was that movie? It's the one where the guy kept coming back from the dead and like going on the train. And then the train would blow up and then he'd go back to the beginning.
There's all kinds of Groundhog Day sort of movies.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, yeah. Feel free to ask questions amongst your characters can ask questions, but just the feeling of him popping in and out just seems normal somehow. You can still question things, but it just feels kind of normal.
Like my character's really starting to suspect this isn't real.
Well, it's got to be real. Look at this. This is real. And I show him the wounds.
Yeah, he's still bleeding.
Yeah, but what about?
I mean, obviously, no disrespect intended. I'm just. Why would he say just do better next time? That's kind of.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I mean, every memory we have verbatim is written down. How is that possible? Unless it was planted in our head, or we're not real to begin with. Are we dead? Are they bringing us back to life?
Or are we possessed?
Thing is, all of you guys can remember having a fine life in the last 5 years after you mustered out up till the point where you showed up in Casablanca. Actually, prior to that a little bit, because you don't know how you got here either. But
well,
you
if
got
that was
perfectly
all
intact
fabricated
memories.
as well.
Too bad the internet isn't going to be invented for a while.
I mean, I talked to my nephew.
Yep. And Reginald withdrew funds from a bank.
I talked to my nephew. He said Papa was okay. That's the head of my crime family.
Mhm.
But they just know him as my papa, my grandfather. But
Oh my God.
so I feel I'm alive, but I don't know if I'm going crazy. But I'm not going crazy because you guys saw what I saw. That guy running through the desert right now saw what I saw.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I take it you guys are in the police car and you're talking as you're cruising. Where are you heading at this point?
Yeah, we're getting the hell out of there, but we're still heading towards Medina. But
okay, heading towards Medina. Medina's got a nice airport. It's one of the hubs, and it's also got a very large dock. A lot of shipping going in and out through Medina. So yeah, I mean, you basically just join traffic. You're in traffic to Medina. You're in a police car, but yeah, as you were saying, no radios. So, oh, and you're all dressed up in battle fatigues. Like you have some very fancy battle fatigues on. Although there were also coats in there that would cover it up, but this is also a desert, which would be awfully odd wearing one.
yeah. But you know what? What wouldn't be odd is us getting out of here and going to Turkey. And if we head to that place in the mountains, the coast would be appropriate. And I can get us off of here. We can talk to people. I know how to talk to people. I'm thinking take the criminal thing and get on a boat or get on a plane using my criminal contacts.
Yeah.
To pay enough. If we can pay enough, people will take us out of here. No questions asked.
So what's
if
your
you
plan?
guys want to do that,
We can just square with a bank. I can probably get some more money.
You did see something, right? You were talking about Turkey.
Yeah, like I told him again about the map, and this is where it pointed to on the map.
Yeah, and so the interesting about that is like the pin on the map or the place he's pointing to is just a location in Turkey, but you all seem to know that there's a castle, an old fortification there.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that's clear is that there's more going on here than like what's going on the surface, and I'm a little wary about that, but I don't see what we can do except follow it through.
Yeah, but I don't want to be here and be manipulated, and
I mean, we could just
don't control
go
anything
home.
here.
We could just go home.
I'm not going to bring that home. Werewolves,
vampires.
You know, this demon thing.
Well, if we're dead, it doesn't matter.
Jackie is kind of getting a morose outlook to things. Oh, dead man.
We're just gone, man.
Game over, man. Game over.
Awesome.
Well,
but they were Germans. Can he describe the people that he saw in the ceremony, or were they all hooded and cloaked?
He was looking out of someone's eyes, and he was the only person there except for the Nosferatu type things that were all being moved somewhere. Couldn't really see anything else.
Have any of us had any run-in at all during our quote-unquote military career in any kind of supernatural thing?
Nothing that any of you can remember.
Nothing. Okay. So these are just standard World War II combat commando mission type things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all of your memories, which line up, unfortunately, verbatim with the mission folios that you have, which all do have the top secret and, elevated clearance, bands on them. You were just taking out fortifications. You guys were kind of like a special force group that was dropped in to take care of intelligence areas. Like you would go in, get the intelligence, or burn it up if you could. That seemed to be what you were doing.
What was headquarters? Where were we headquartered?
If that's the thing, you don't know. There's no record of it going through. Be like you've got records of each one of your missions, but nowhere does it tell where you report back to.
Were we OSS?
This was a joint special force from different branches. Like so, Richard's character was OSS. Oh no, he wasn't. He was from the British Air Force actually. The RAF that was recruited in. All of you came from different regiments, from different nations.
Okay.
If Nico's American, you might have been OSS.
No, Nico's Corsican.
Oh, Corsican. Okay.
Yeah, so he's French right off.
Yeah.
So he was probably Free French.
Yeah.
Up until a point. Resistance.
Yeah. And you can remember all of that too. You guys can remember being recruited into the special forces. You are all picked for unique aptitudes you had. All of your missions seem to revolve around getting records, getting information, infiltration, that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, I say we get the hell out of here because people are looking for people. People are looking for us. Things are finding us.
Okay. You guys are back in the city now. You've just kind of joined the flow of traffic. Nico's driving. So, Nico, why don't you make me a luck check? Do it's D100, say high or low. This is not part of Dicey Tales. I just use this to figure out how well you guys are doing on the luck factor.
Low.
All right. Let's have the roll. Slow. You see one police car. Several links ahead of you. Otherwise, it looks like you're just kind of fading into the background. Because you're in a police car, the traffic's giving you a fairly wide berth, so you're able to get through pretty well. So you've got the docks, you've got the airport, or you can lose yourself in the city. So how are you doing this?
Airport is quicker. Docks, we actually have time on the ship. And it won't cost as much. Flying out will cost a great deal.
Mind you that Richard's character is a pilot.
Yes, doesn't he have a plane here?
We do.
Yeah. Well, back in Casablanca.
Yeah.
Back in Casablanca, it has no fuel, and it's definitely being watched and monitored. But we could steal a plane very easily.
Might as well.
I'll go airport then.
Airport it is. Okay. You drive in with the police car. You park. They've only got one parking lot, if that's what you want to use.
I can park wherever the hell I want. I'm a police car.
So what do? You want to park out with the planes in the loading area, or do you want to park
I go looking around. I tell them, I assume that they're going to tell me who is it, Reginald? Was it Reginald that's the pilot?
No, it's
Richard's character.
Braddock.
Okay. So I'll let Braddock tell me just exactly what he's looking for, or he'll see it and he'll point it to me.
Right.
So that's what we want right there. That kind of thing.
Sure enough, yeah, he points a small plane. It's not got a lot of cargo capacity, but it's got to take you guys. He points one out. It's a private plane. It's being ran by it's a private air service that's just doing basically small land hops. He's got a sign up, giving rates for different areas. If you want to take a scenic tour of the area, or if you wanted to get to specific places. Braddock will tell you that despite how small it is, it actually has a really good fuel capacity, so it could get you to where you need to go.
Okay. So, yeah, I want to go
All
talk
right.
to the
So
guy.
there are some you do see some uniformed police officers on the tarmac here and there. They're inspecting luggage, probably looking for contraband. You did well on the luck check. So where you drive up, there's none immediately around you. But you guys aren't dressed like officers either. You're dressed like a tactical team.
Right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna what I'm telling him, what I'm suggesting to the guys. Um, I'll go get the keys, and we'll probably bring them with us.
Well,
Say,
you see basically a small hut just a little bit away from the plane that must be the tour agency that runs that plane.
Okay, then yeah, I guess. Okay, I'm trying to remember taciturn here, so I'm gonna tell them start loading. I'll get the guy. I'll get the keys. So then that way, um, Jackie and Reginald can start loading, and Braddock can start checking over the plane, looking at levels and stuff like that. And
You
I'll go
guys
see
just
the
walk
guy.
up like it's your plane. You start loading it.
Yep.
Door's not locked. When it's somebody though inside the little kind of like a bungalow of a house, it's just like this little ramshackle thing that was set up out here. Starts yelling at you from inside. He's comes out the door with a shotgun. It's like it starts yelling in French, calling you a bunch of thieves to get off his plane. As an older man, he's probably in his late 50s.
Okay, I with my hands in the air, I start approaching to him. I'm saying,
Okay.
look, this is an emergency. I'm talking to him in French, and
Okay.
I'm like, this is an emergency. I've got a lot of money, and I've got a very little bit amount of time.
Yeah, he's leveled the shotgun down at you. He's like, "Don't get any closer." But then when you say you've got a lot of money, he's like, "How much?"
Enough to take care of you, my friend.
Okay, make me an appeal roll to see if he believes you.
Okay, I got an appeal here. And
Because I'll remind you, you really don't have much money on you. You just got the few
right.
hundred that Reginald has.
Let's see here. Appeal roll. Boom.
Okay, gonna
I will
keep that.
re-roll that. I will burn
Okay.
a hero point to re-roll that.
All right.
And let's see.
Same thing. All right. So what happens
Okay.
is he doesn't believe you at first. He says, let's your words don't have as much weight as coin. Let's see the money."
All right. I'll start reaching in my thing,
Mhm.
and then I'm like, Jackie, give me the cash.
I look over at
And I
Reginald.
call him. When I indicate to Jackie, does he look at Jackie?
Yes.
That's all I need.
Mhm.
All right. Then
Nice.
I'm gonna try a spin kick
Okay. Make me a mind
to
check.
kick this away from him. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's for the bonus side. Regular mind roll.
Okay. So I'm just gonna let you have the action. You go in for a spin kick. Go ahead and make me the roll. Make me the melee attack roll. I'm gonna say defense of nothing. 0 defense.
Okay. I just want to kick the shotgun out of his thing. I got weapon specialist, so that gives me a bonus die. And let's see here, melee with a bonus. Melee attack with bonus die. Boom. There you go. And the modifier is... Oh, is my strength back up?
Your strength is back up. Yeah, it came back after about an hour.
Okay, so yeah, strength of 1. So the modifier is 1. Boom. What the fuck? All right, I'm
Oh, I know,
spending another.
man.
No,
I'm
no,
spending
you don't have
another-
to. No, you don't have to. What
All
goes
right.
on is you leap up, you do the spin kick, and your heel just misses his gun as he pulls it back. But then
Mhm.
2 more Nikos just kind of appear beside him, and they're like their kick goes off. One of them gets the guy behind the head, and the other one actually hits the gun. And there's 3 Nikos standing there now.
Oh shit. Okay, so I freeze.
And the other 2 just kind of look at you, and they just kind of shrug. One of them pulls out a cigarette.
I wrote that too. Okay. I'm looking at them and I'm like, "Who are you?"
They both just shrug. Who are you? It's been a while.
I made you.
We are you.
Jackie.
I need an adult. I need some
Around.
supervision.
Like, what? I told you I don't have no money.
Dude,
So
Are
yeah,
you,
Jackie,
like-
you see 3 Nikos standing there. One of them's pulled out a cigarette. The other one is like patting down the guy with the shotgun. He takes the shotgun, he pats the guy down, throws Nico Jeff the keys.
Reggie. I may have got hit in the head a little too hard or something. How many Nikos do you see?
Looks like I see 3 of them.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh, too much weird shit. I'm the only. My sanity's leaving. I walk that way. What's going on, Nico? Nico and Nico.
I made you. I am you.
Yeah, you haven't called on us in a while. Did they do that brain wipey thing again? You always forget every time they do it. Every time.
Can you help us remember so we can do that too?
Who does it? Who brain wipes my brain?
Oh, the commander. I mean, every time after a mission, they do this thing, and you never remember, and it takes you a while to call us back. Every time, it's really annoying.
I call you too,
Yeah,
and you come.
usually.
Where do you go?
I mean, we can only do this like once a
Where
day
you come
or
from?
so.
Where do you go?
Yeah.
Cotton Eye Joe.
No, we come from you. We are you. I mean, the other one says, it just shakes its head, says, we have this conversation every damn time, but they really have to use so much drugs.
Drugs?
Yeah, it's the whole thing. I mean, they after a mission, they dope you all up, and then you're all loopy for a few weeks. You forget everything, and yeah, every time.
I
Some of
don't
that stuff
have-
that was on the envelope that Braddock touched.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Oak? Something about the envelope?
Yeah, saying it's probably the drugs that were on the sponge in the envelope that Braddock touched.
Oh no, you guys did that.
So
That was to wake you up. They do that before your mission, so you know what you need your skills, right? So before they unleash you, they give you back your memories.
So we're supposed to have used those chemicals.
Yeah,
We still have them with us when we loaded all our stuff up.
you still have the envelopes.
I'd go up to one of the extra Nikos and say, do you know what date it is?
Actually, they don't. Actually, they give you a date that's like 4.5 years ago. It would have been right after you guys mustered out.
We'll be right back. And I'm shaking my head the whole way. I'm heading back to the plane. I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Fuck. And I'm going to go find my envelope and then just pull the sponge out and like rub it all over my face.
Okay. The Nikos now all have cigarettes in the mouth. They offer Jeff Nico one. And there's like this, they kind of rib each other. It's like, this is gonna be fun.
So Bert,
Yeah.
I don't have a sister. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then I look at one of them real quick. My sister Clara's husband's name.
Well, that would be all great if you ever had a sister. Clara was your babysitter.
Okay. So
The other one kind of nudges the other guy and says, and you keep your Playboys under your brother's mattress. That's just sick. All right, Jackie. You have no idea what's going on, but your skin tingles where the stuff touch your skin. You're starting to get the shakes a little bit. You start to your vision starts to swirl a little bit. Go ahead and make me a strength check, actually.
Okay. Say I'm willfully accepting whatever it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just start feeling a little sick. Okay, yeah. It passes pretty quickly. And when it does, the first thing you do is tap your power, which you haven't used in so long. You guys are looking at Jackie, and Jackie does this swooping motion, like almost as if he was wearing a cape, and he is gone. He just disappears.
Do like Neo at the end of Matrix.
Yeah. So your power is shroud. Basically, unless someone's really looking for you, you're just completely unnoticeable. It's not truly invisibility, but it might as well be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just Jackie just does this motion like he's waving like a cloak around, and then he's gone. He just disappears.
Hey, what happens if I go up to one of the other Nikos and shake his hand and do my thing?
Absolutely nothing. It's just like touch, Nico. Like it doesn't trigger really anything. Doesn't feel any different to you than Nico. So Jackie, you know exactly what your power does. You're a really good infiltrator. Essentially, unless someone knows you're there and is specifically looking for you, you're all but invisible, including like smell, sound, everything. You just kind of shroud yourself in the area around you, and you can move around unnoticed. You're starting to slowly get some memories back. You guys were an elite group that worked. So the Nazis had a division that worked on supernatural stuff. They went and tried to find historical artifacts, mythological artifacts. They had like a whole recruitment drive for occultists, and you guys were the best that the Allies could muster. All of your backgrounds, and interestingly enough, like you all have a grounding in this. Either by Nico was a very religious person, and learned a lot about this through his church. He actually was attacked as a child by a creature, completely out of his memory, when they kind of using a combination of hypnosis and drugs after each of your encounters, just so that you guys don't just completely lose your sanity. Right? It was a measure to keep a lid down on your organization, but also to keep you guys sane. And yeah, so this is slowly coming back to you. All of you guys have a specialty. Like, you know about the supernatural. You hunted and killed them. You were sent into nests of Nazi occultists to basically stop what they were doing. And it's just slowly coming back to you, Jackie, as you have surrounded yourself with your power.
Expert to sneak into places.
Exactly.
Okay. So, all right. Well, I'm trying to. So I find out. Can these guys? I ask them, "Do you go away?" And I couldn't call you back.
It's difficult. It's strenuous. Just keep it to once a day. Just tell us to go. We'll go.
Then go.
As soon as you say that, they kind of give you a salute and they're gone.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty cool too. And then I materialize.
Yeah, you just got Jackie just steps out of nothing and he's standing there.
And then I'm looking at the guy who we knocked out. We got to go. Maybe we'll talk about this on the plane, but we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Take him with us, and we'll just throw him in the back.
Drag him to the plane, throw him in.
But why don't we just tie him up somewhere and leave him with some cash and a note, and I'll give him some money later.
If you want, I was figuring we'll bring him that way he can take the plane back when he's done. When we're done, when we're done with him, we can just leave him in the plane and the money.
Yeah, that might be true. Okay. Yeah.
Or maybe we don't need to leave any trace we were here at all.
Yeah.
And I just kind of put my hand on the knife and look at the dude, and then look at them.
He's a non-combatant.
Yeah, but I've got all my memories now. We can't. Here, I go back and get the stuff. I'm like, if you don't remember, here, each of you squeeze these. We left these for ourselves. I kept us from using them because I thought it was something used against us. But this is for our benefit, so we have our memories.
Okay.
And I hand the envelopes to everybody.
I'll go ahead and do that myself.
All right, both of you guys give me strength rolls then.
Strength rolls. Huh?
Yes, strength checks. Nothing extra. No pursuit will allow this to be any higher.
No, I
All right.
could probably use a hero point for that.
Oh, Nico did really well. Up to you, Bill, whether you want to or not. You are? Okay.
You said we get a bonus die?
No. Just a flat strength check.
No,
I think I did it. I think
Okay,
I did it
so-
with a bonus die. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll re-roll yours regular.
Yeah, sorry. The block roll. There we go. There we go. Oh shit.
Okay, you still succeed. Okay, good enough. Nico, you kind of bare your teeth through it. You feel really nauseous, but you come out of it and you start getting some of your memories back. Reginald just passes out. He's out cold. A little bit of vomit coming out of his mouth.
Well, I turn him over so he doesn't choke on it.
Yeah. You could throw everybody in the plane. During this time, you didn't have to file flight plans. Like, you could just take off and go.
Okay. Well, if bringing him with us is not something Jackie wants to do, and
Well, I'm
killing
just
him
curious.
is not
Not that I'm
something I
totally
want to do.
against it. It's just like, is this something we would do that know that our unit and our operations are more important than even civilian lives, or would that be?
Yeah, so this is something Jackie might very well think of. So in wartime, it's wartime. You would leave behind no witnesses, but you're not at war. So
And I'm funny because I'm a hitman. I will hit who I got to hit, but I don't believe in.
yeah. Jackie back in the day when he was running missions would leave no one behind that would have seen his face.
Oh yeah, you're all about collateral damage, demolitions.
Yep.
See, and I'm a hitman where I'm like, specifically to it, and I've got demolitions too, as a matter of fact. But anyway,
He didn't get a good look at the rest of us, but I'm just saying, he's seen your face. With that, I'll just walk off. I'll let Nico make the decision.
Yep.
okay. I'm just gonna leave him here. And do we got cash?
You, if you want to pat Reginald down, he's unconscious. There's a few $100 he has, US dollars.
Oh yeah, I would have helped. I would have been dragging Reggie to the plane.
Okay, so let's get him what we got, and I go. I'll just write a note.
I owe you one plane.
Yeah, more to come. Stay away from the cops. More to come. Give us 2 months.
Ooh, 2 months worth of his business down the drain. We'll have to see how that works.
I don't know.
I mean, a couple hundred US dollars is a lot of money, though. That's a lot of money. So
yeah, let's say 2 weeks. Let's just say 2 weeks.
Okay. All right.
What? And I write down who he is. Where's his stuff?
He doesn't have anything on him, but you can go into his little bungalow and pick down some information about him. He's got his pilot's license in there and a few other things.
Okay.
According to the internet, $100 in 1950 is equivalent to $1,228.93.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Okay, so yeah, if we left him $200 and we left him a couple thousand,
Yeah.
and I said, "There's more. Just give us 2 weeks before you go to the authorities."
Okay. You get on the plane. Braddock has already given you the thumbs up that it is ship shape. It's full of fuel. The guy was preparing for all of his trips tomorrow. He's looking down at the plane log. He had a whole bunch of sightseers lined up. All right. He throws on the headphones, and you guys are off as the plane coasts down. Nobody's really paying any attention to it. Again, you have to file flight plans. This is a private plane, so you guys take off into the the sky where the sun is just starting to go down over the horizon. And as we look into the cockpit, everybody is strapped in. You've got your headphones on, and January is kind of in the middle of the of a couple of the seats with the elbow between Nico and Jackie. He's got a cigarette in his mouth, and he's like, just like old times.
Since we've got our memories, is this anything? Is this January special power? Is he like a ghost, or is
no? We'll do this at the end of the session. So you're thinking about it. No, January is your special power as a group. When you guys already had these powers, but the drugs that they gave you and the training that they gave you kind of made them better. But they also found that as a group, there's a gestalt personality that just emerges, and that's January. He's kind of like if you know what a tulpa is, kind of like a thought form that gains shape. And so January is a tulpa. Cool. He is a creation of like all of you guys.
Okay. All right.
Does he have just the physical form he can manifest, or is it
when all of you are together, he's stronger, he's more physical, and he can last longer. And of course, there's some of you missing because supposedly some of you are dead. If Jeff, your friend, was going to join us, he was going to be one that shows up you were told he was dead, but he wasn't really. If he shows up still, we'll have him be in Turkey. That's fine. But yeah,
it's each of our powers also, or is it just...
No, not at all. But he does have your skills. So thinking about it, Jackie, is somehow some safeguard must have been made in your minds where January got you back all together. And when January was out stealing stuff, it was one of you doing it, but with the January personality on top of it.
And he was able to shade. He was able to see at night. He was able to
yeah, all of this.
Do multiplicity.
Yeah. So we're Moon Knight.
Or Moon Knight, yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
All right, yeah. So that's how it ends. Is you're all flying off into the darkening sky.
And maybe not good guys, but we're not we're not so good guys. We're not bad guys. We're not.
You're okay, guys.
We're okay, guys.
You're okay. Right. You know, you do the things that need to be done.
They were the do what we need to do guys.
The not so good guys. Okay.
All right. So you are off to a fortress in Turkey. Memories still haven't completely come back, so you still don't know what the deal behind Firefly is. Okay. So that's still coming back. You haven't got everything back. It's coming. Maybe a good night's sleep will give it back to you.
The spaceship.
All right, we'll end there, guys. Oak, you got something directly after this one?
Yes, sir. As soon as it's done, I'll get prepped, and we'll have Homebrew 5e. One of my friends runs. He also runs Friday nights at midnight, but a different campaign. And Saturday nights, I run my Grimdark Homebrew at midnight Central.
Bill, you got anything going on with the frogs?
Yeah, still running Lost City Baracus. Have a session tomorrow. There's a like FG Con Fantasy Grounds is coming up in November, and a bunch of us Frog God GMs are running for that. So
nice.
Good stuff. And Jeff, the game that we are playing, I owe Jeff the stretch goal adventure, which hopefully I'll be done with tomorrow, and then I think we're good to go soon, very soon.
Yeah, we got a couple little nits we got to pick on, and then hopefully, but that was my thought of the week. There we go. But we're working at it. I don't know. I'm having fun. I'm seeing stuff I write actually come out is pretty cool.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So like this is one of the preliminary books. So it's pretty much already done when this Kickstarter ends. I mean, you'll have your product very quickly. So we will give plenty of warning to folks when it goes live. And yeah, there we go. So if you found us, you know where we are, twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder. I just dropped all of our social links in the chat channel. But if you need to find them, Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com is a place to go. All of our links is there, as well as over 13 years worth of audio games. Lots of stuff to listen to. Folks, thank you very much for watching us tonight. Thank you guys for playing. Get the creepy doll off the screen, Jeff. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night.
I've got a couple hours. Night, everybody.